All right, I am live. So I want to wait a few. Hi, Lucia. Let's see. I'm just gonna wait for a few people to hop on for a second. See, I'll get my slides up. Yes, yes, yes. Hi. So, guys, when you get here, let me know in the comments that you are here. Tell me what state you're watching from, and also tell me, what do you do for a living? I'm excited to get started. So let's see. We have Notary Candy from Kentucky. Let's see. Terrell Kane from VA. You know what? I never been to Kentucky, to be honest. I never been there. Hi, Veronica. Hi. All right. So let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do my little quick introduction. My name is LaShawn Jenkins, and I coach new and also seasoned notary signing agents on how they can either start or grow their notary signing agent business. In today's video, we're actually doing the day 3 of the Christmas situation that I have going on with the each day for 12 days all the way up until January 5th. I'm going to be doing videos that will help you start your notary signing agent business. So every day there's going to be a different topic that I'm going to go into and discuss, and hopefully the goal at the end of at the end of these videos is to allow you to at least start your business. There's no mentorship or anything. This is just me helping notaries start their signing agent business. Because to be honest, I want to help as many people as possible on my platform, and some of my students here know I just want to help. Like that's all I want to do. I really do want to help people with starting this business and possibly, just having, being their own boss or earning another stream of income. For me personally, the notary business was a business where I was able to earn another stream of income. And now I'm coaching and mentoring. So I feel like the possibilities, no, well, not necessarily. I feel like I know that with the notary signing agent business, to be honest, the possibilities is endless on what you want to do afterwards. You don't have to go around doing signings all your life, but definitely, this is a start to get to where you want to go. So I'm going to get into the comments. Bianca from Texas, tax preparer. Oh, I might need to hit you up, Bianca. I might need to slide through your messages because I'm gonna need some stuff for my business taxes. Jacqueline from Georgia. Let's see, Texas. I wonder what state in here who really showing out. It looked like, let's see, Maryland. Hey, Cache, Jersey. Sandy, how are you doing? Happy belated birthday. I'm not sure if you got my email, but happy belated birthday. Sharon, yes. Oh, you want to help people too? Yeah. You know what? To be honest, that's the only way to grow your business. Like, is to help other people. Is to be a service to other people. That's the only way to grow. So a lot of times, if you're not growing, it's because you're not helping nobody. Um, you can get away with not helping people for a little bit, but not for long. But I'm not going to get too much off subject about it. Kiss, Deshauna. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Sandy said I helped her out. So Sandy just finished the December's masterclass that I had. It was long masterclass. And that was honestly like the first time I ever did the masterclass like back to back. Like normally I always like just wait about 30 days before I reteach the other one because it's a lot that goes into them. Especially like with coaching and mentoring people along the way. It's a lot, but it was actually a hit. It was actually really good. A lot of engagement on there. Lucia from Florida. All right, so today's video, as you may see in the title, we're actually going to go over the different supplies that you need as a notary signing agent. So on my channel yesterday, I actually day one video was basically telling you how to become a notary, different things that you should know about becoming a notary. And then here we are going over supplies. No, yesterday was day 2. So day 2 was how to become a notary, and day 1 was just the intro. The next masterclass is January 9th. Let me make sure. I do have it up here. Let me make sure. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. It's actually January 8th. So I'm doing 2 things. So this I'm on the. So the first thing I'm doing is the masterclass that's next year, starting January 8th. Let's see, ends January 22nd. It's believe it's Friday and Saturday for throughout the whole month of January. The class is at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. They normally last about an hour, 30 minutes, I would like to say. Let's see. There we go. So there's the link for it. But those are the classes. That's the master class. Right now I do have it at 169 for 5 days only. I'm only going to have it at 169. Then go back up to $250 because it is a lot with the master class. So it's a whole lot, and it also comes with the mentorship. So if you want to know more about the topics I'm going to discuss in the master class, you're more than welcome to check out the link. And I pretty much have like a really good description on the website that kind of tells you everything we'll be talking about. And another thing that I was doing, just a little test to see if anybody's interested. I'm only going to be able to take 20 people though. With this one is on the 29th. Let me make sure. Yep. On the 29th and the 30th, I was just going to jam pack the 5-week masterclass in 2 days. 2-hour sessions each day. I'm going to go over all the topics that I go over within the 5 weeks, but it's going to be jam packed. Only thing is, you won't have access to the replays. And I'm going to run that for $49. So hopefully, I can get 20 people to sign up tonight. If not, then we won't have the class. Most likely, even if I just get 10 people to sign up, I will still teach it for those 10 people. So I'm going to put the link in there for that one. But that one is more like fast paced for people who probably, you will be able to ask questions on the live and stuff, but you won't have no replay. So you really will have to make sure that you take really good notes for the Zoom session. And I include the link in there for that one. But we're going to get into notary supplies, the different things that you need to run your notary business. Now, the first thing I have on here, well, actually, I'm going to go over a few things. So I'm going to go over the different technology that you will need. I'm also going to go over different office supplies that you can have. If you have any suggestions on anything as far as like office supplies, you're more than welcome to put them down below in the comments and let me know. And also, let's see what else we have on here. We're going to talk about the notary education. That's something that you need once when you start, when you want to start your notary signing agent business. So this is pretty much like just basic things. Seasoned notary signing agents, you're more than welcome to chime in and give your opinion on some things or advice for anybody that's new on here that's looking to start their business and they're trying to figure out everything that they need. So the first thing I want to go over is when you first start, you will need errors and omissions policy. And that covers you for any type of errors that's not necessarily made by you. When I mean by you, nothing that was like made by your neglectance, if that makes sense. Let me see. We got a link. Somebody. Okay, so you're going to need that. I highly recommend that you get 100,000, especially if you're a person that you know that in the future you want to start working directly with title companies, some of the signing companies even require you to have $100,000 in errors and omission insurance. So I highly recommend that you start off with the highest. Even if you start off with the low amount, it's okay. When you're first starting off, especially if you're just doing like general notary work and you're not doing loan signings just yet, you can always start small, just purchase the year. And then depending on the insurance company, you can go ahead and increase it. And sometimes they'll just make you pay like a difference. So here's a few places where you can purchase it from. So this one is Hiscox, and I will put the links here in the chat. Hiscox. Got that in there. And then a student had told me about this one, the Byberg, if that's what I think is how I say it. Let's see. And that is to get your errors and omissions policy. Or some people go to the NNA website, what you can do. There we go. All right, perfect. So have those in there. Next thing, as far as supplies, is we're going to go over office supplies. So I have a whole list of things here. Let me see. I can just zoom in. I probably should just zoom in, but I think you won't be able to see my font. Let me see. Because I can barely see it myself. Okay. So who in here is already doing sign agent work and you have an errors and omission policy? You're more than welcome to share with us in the comments and tell us exactly who you're using. Now, there's different ones out there. You can even actually try. I know Geico does it, where sometimes they actually offer like discounts, multi-policy discounts, depending on your insurance company. So shop around for your insurance policies, and you could probably most likely get the best price. You know, get quotes and see which one fits your budget needs. From Minnesota, how are you? All right, let's see. I'm trying to make sure. I was trying to actually zoom in on something for you all. I'll exit out of there. Okay, so here we have some people here in the comments. Notary Candy says she has it from Byberg. Sharon said the NNA. So yeah, there's different places to get it. To be honest, and she says it's reasonable. Another student said the same thing. It was very cheap for 4 years. Yeah, surprised to hear Geico. Yeah, I was surprised too. Honestly, you can go on Google and type it in, but you do want to make sure if you are searching online for Arizona Mission Insurance through Google, you definitely want to make sure you include the words in there like notary services, and then also you can always call and ask and get real specific about what you do, because you want to make sure that you're covered when you're doing these loan signings also. So you do want to let the insurance company know that, hey, I'm doing loan signings also, so that way they can give you the right coverage, because you never want to be in a situation believing that you have good insurance, good coverage, and then turn around, you don't. It's like almost like a car. Sometimes when you wreck your car, you think you paying all this money for something good, and you realize that you didn't even pay for the rental. So now you got to pay out of pocket. That's pretty much like an example. So you always do want to make sure you're covered. All right, now I'm actually trying to zoom in on this list that I have, this document. And a lot of people are using the NNA. Cool. Let me see. Now, the goal is to use this list, but I know how technology can be. Shoot. All right, hold on. Let me see. Okay, so let me see, zoom in. Ooh. I guess it won't let me be great. So I'm not gonna be able to show the list, but I can just go through the list. So, because it's definitely moving slow, and it's not even letting me like zoom in or anything like that. But I'm just gonna refresh it, and it went down. See. So, but the first thing that I had here on the list, as far as notary supplies, is when you first get your commission and you're looking at what to order as far as supplies. I recommend that everyone purchase 2 notary stamps, also known as seals. You'll see them. I recommend that just in case, always have a backup just in case something happens. But also, to be honest, I had carried 2. Well, I didn't really carry 2 with me, but I had to, because both of them was very different. I had like a small mini one, a miniature one that you can purchase on the National Notary Association website, and it was actually like a pocket size one, and it was perfect for general notary work, especially like with general notary work. To be honest, you're just trying to be in and out. And I'm a person like, to be honest, I do not like carrying a lot of things with me when I go to places or people houses. Like I don't carry much, and I don't like carrying anything like that, because I could tend to forget things and leave them there. So if you are, if you are looking for a stamp, I highly recommend that you get the small one, and also you can get a bigger one if you would like, because the bigger one you will be able to move faster during the loan signings. So maybe I could just show you an actual example. I'm mad about this Canva. Canva always going down. So someone asked me, have you purchased a stamp from Amazon? To be honest, I have not purchased a stamp from Amazon. Now, there's a lot of people that have, and it works. You can purchase stamps from Amazon. I just didn't purchase one because you know what? When I had first started, a lot of information just wasn't really available, like it is now. Like, to be honest, it was just certain things like you just did because that's all you knew. There was nobody telling us. A lot of people, oh, you can go on Amazon and find some things, and then really wasn't a lot of people on Amazon probably selling certain things. So you can go to Amazon, just that when you go to Amazon, you do want to make sure that whoever you're purchasing the stamp from, that is in regulations with your state laws on how your notary seal is supposed to look like. And that's the only reason why I went through the NNA, because I knew that they was following the guidelines that my stamp needed to be. So if you are shopping on Amazon for your notary stamps and slash seals, you do want to make sure that that company is making them correctly, according to your state laws. Even though they are normally pretty good with that, but you can always just take a look. So this a quick thing. I'm only gonna be answering questions that are pertaining to the video topic at the moment. Because I see Miss Tracy asked about SnapDocs, and right now we actually are talking about notary supplies and stuff like that. So Tracy, I could try to get to your question at the end, but right now we're going to skip that question and we're gonna go into talking about notary supplies again. Thomasina said, yeah. Oh, hi, Thomasina. So yes, yeah, you do have to be careful on Amazon. I'm not saying that is not possible. I'm just saying that with Amazon, that's just shopping anywhere where it's not from like a official location. You always have to make sure what you're purchasing is official and that it will work and it will comply. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let me zoom on out. I'm gonna pull this list back up that I had for you all. Let's see. So we already went over two notary stamps, paper, uh, legal size paper, and also letter size paper. You do want to make sure that you at least get a case of each one, especially with the legal size paper and even the letter size paper, but especially the legal size paper, because to be honest, it does cost more when you buy it by the ream, aka by the pack. It might cost you about like $10. Well, I was legal size paper is, it is some. It depends on where you go. Sometimes it could be about $10, $15 for a pack, just depending on where you buy it at. Versus when you can get a case of maybe 10 for maybe $30 or $40. So it's definitely cheaper to buy paper in bulk. You can buy paper from Amazon. If you, I recommend every notary signing agent that's on this live right now to go and make a account at the FedEx store. I believe you can walk in or you can just do it online and create a FedEx business account. And with that said, they actually track everything that you buy in there. They also have an amazing reward program with FedEx. So I highly recommend, if you don't have one, oh, not FedEx, Office Max. I recommend that you go ahead and create an Office Max account, or even a Staples account, to make sure that you are, earning your rewards through these programs. Yeah, it's a free program. It's completely free. You don't have to pay nothing to be part of the Office. You don't have to pay nothing as of now. Because they could change things, but it is a free program. They keep track of all your purchases, and also it was going to make it easy for the end of the year because you can just easily print off the form. You can make the account online and they track everything. And then also another thing with Staples and Office Max is that for your printers, or your toners, when they run out, you can take them up. You can take them to Staples, and they give you a credit on your account, and that actually those credits add up. Eventually, after you turn in maybe about I don't know 4 or 5 toners, it's easily to get a good $15-$20 back in reward. So that's another little tip. So let me. I'm trying to pull up this slide that I had on here, but it seemed to went away. Oh, you're welcome, Miss Callie. No problem. Let me see. Someone else. And I got mine from the NNA. Yeah, absolutely. So Angela, definitely get 2 notary stamps. If you don't have one, I recommend everybody have 2. That's what I recommend. 2 stamps. Do they do toner? Do they fill your toner? I don't. Oh, you welcome for the ebook. Oh, so Tamisha, you must have been on a live a long time ago because I gave that ebook a while ago. But you're welcome. Does FedEx? To be honest, I haven't seen them do that. It's possible. I don't think they do. To answer your question, Tracy, I don't think they refill your toners. But you know what? That is another thing on the list that you're going to need. No, that's part of technology. I'm not going to hit that up yet. Because I do want to talk about technology separate. NNA has a promotion for $30 going on. I had heard about that, but someone said you have to have an affiliate link to do that or a code. So I don't know. Miss Blessed is she? Let me pull this back up. I went over paper. I know a lot of this stuff on top of my head. I just like had a whole organization on how I was going to go through it for y'all. For you all. Let's see. I know I had paper. I think I had. See, technology is not on my side today. Oh, I think this is it. I'm almost there. Okay, so Desiree answered your question, but we was talking about Staples, not FedEx. Desiree, I must have said the wrong thing, but no, because what did she ask? I think I was talking about Office Max, but no, they don't. Yes. Oh, yes, that is the next thing. Thank you. So notary journals, here it is. Boom. I have the list up right now. Oh, thank you. I just want to look at it. Okay. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate that. All right, there. You know what? So notary, it was notary seal, and then notary journals was the next thing on my list. And I just had went over paper. So the next thing is you will need a notary journal. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. You can go on Amazon and get those journals. And then we do love you. We love the little cute journals that you have, but I seen some of those journals on Amazon just for a little bit cheaper. That's all I'm saying. But you can purchase journals from the NNA. The one, to be honest, that I highly recommend is the Modern Day Journal. But again, before you purchase the journal, I highly recommend that you make sure that your journal is in accordance with your state laws, because some states are very particular about your journal. Now, if you're in a state where it really doesn't say, you have a little bit more free range. But if your state laws specifies on how you're supposed to how you're supposed to fill out your journal and the information that you're supposed to take from the borrower or whoever is signing your journal, you do want to make sure that that is correct. That is right. So make sure you order a notary journal. You can start off with one, especially if you're brand new You don't need to go out purchasing a whole lot of things, because sometimes what end up happening is, sometimes people get so anxious and so excited about the work, and they feel like, the work is like, I mean, it's work out there. Don't get me wrong, it does it, but it just takes time. And it really, like, this is like a business, to be honest. Like, you really have to do the work. You really absolutely have to work hard to get clients. And I just want to let people know before they go start going out and buying everything. So with the notary journal, you can start off with one, and then you go ahead and get two. Me personally, some people like the softbacks, some people like the hardbacks. To be honest, really like personal preference. Personally, I didn't like the softbacks because they weren't as sturdy, and I just didn't like them at all. I used the modern journal. It was very easy for me to use, and that's what I had liked. It was a hardback. So also Phyllis said you can also get a safeguard to go with it. So you can purchase those from Amazon also, probably, or some of the books actually come with the privacy guard. To be honest, another website that you can get supplies from is notaryrotary.com. So I'm gonna put that in here. Notaryrotary.com. You can get the books from the NNA, but you can always go on Amazon and find the journals. And plus, not only that, what Amazon, it comes faster too. So that's another thing. Khadija, second that. Okay, so Khadija, that's a great question. Um, that is on my list. A car, a vehicle. I mean, you could do ride share too, but you know, so I'm gonna go over there now. So with the car supply, well, with supplies, you do need a way transportation. I won't say transportation. I'm not going to say car. I'm going to say transportation. You are going to need a way to get to your signings, from your signings, to the FedEx. Now, depending on where you're located at, especially like if you're a person who's located up north in the northern states, it's a little bit different. It's like city life up there. You can get away with no car sometimes, just because sometimes things might be close. But if you really want to really make the money, and you want to be able to travel and go back, I would suggest you get a car. Because to be honest, in using a rideshare service, to be honest, it's going to be expensive. And the goal is, like, you don't want to spend a lot of money to run the business. So if you are using rideshare services, you're not going to make any profit, unless maybe if you set your prices really, really high. But, that's very rare that you can do with the signing companies like that. Um, yeah, so I recommend that you have transportation. I've seen some people, or even if you don't want to use rideshare services, if you have a license, maybe a friend, maybe you could pay them a little money on the side, a small amount, that way they let you use that car. But yeah, it really would depend on your city. Like what I was saying, because I seen somebody up north, like, they walk. Like, this was years ago though when I seen them, but he was pretty much like, he had contracts, I guess, or something with the lenders or something. But all his signings, like, he just walked to them downtown in New York, and it worked out for him. In that area, he didn't need a car. He's not spending money on gas or nothing. So it really do depend on your area. But most of the time, loan signings a lot of times are conducted at people's homes. Sometimes it is conducted at place of businesses, but it all depends on your clientele and what you're getting as far as that. So I already went over the car. Oh, so this is something good. Someone said in California they fill toners at Walgreens. Now, that's cool, but now I want to tell you about being careful about getting them filled at places like Walgreens. And I'm only saying this because you want to think about the warranty in your printer. Now, sometimes your printer won't cover. They're not going to help you out if um, someone else's stuff is in there. So, for example, even when people will buy printers with these off-brand toner cartridges. I know my printer specifically tells me this is not covered in the warranty. So if the printer gets messed up because of that toner, it's not going to be covered. So you do want to be really careful about that. But that is pretty cool. They don't do that here. Not in my particular area. Okay, well, definitely be careful with refilling your toner. Especially if you got a warranty on your printer and if something happens, it may not be covered. Most time it do tell you that. So you do want to be careful with that. Ms. Rosenboo, thank you for that. So the next thing you're going to need as a notary signing agent is also you are going to need loose notarial certificates. Now you're going to need these certificates rather um, rather if you're doing loan signings or general notary work, you're always going to need to carry with you some type of extra loose notarial certificates. Now there's two ways to go about getting these certificates. And in case you don't know what the certificates are, they're basically going to either be an acknowledgement or a jurat. Sometimes I see the copy certification certificates, but basically those are like your notarial act forms, where you attach those to documents in case they don't have any type of notarial wording, or if a mistake happened and you need to replace a notarial acknowledgement or something like that, you'll have your loose ones. You can purchase though. You can either purchase them or you can either get them for free on your Secretary of State website. If you're an NNA member, they do provide them to you in with the membership program, so you can print them off. To be honest, but I recommend that I'm not gonna lie to you. I had like the free ones from the NNA. Those were really good to me. I mean, it was free and you was cutting down on costs. But another good one where you could purchase them from is notaryrotary.com. And if you're a notary signing agent and you're doing notary work, you need loose certificates. Rather, if you're doing, and especially if you're a person who's doing general notary work, I highly recommend that you get these loose notarial certificates. So I'm gonna take a second, look into the comments. Let's see. Congratulations, Khadijah. Okay, has anyone purchased the stamp? Um, okay, I guess that's for somebody else. All right. So let's already went over size paper. Did I go over paper? I did go over paper. Laser jet printer, that's next. Another thing you're gonna need is manila envelopes. So when you're purchasing these manila envelopes, these envelopes actually are for if you're doing loan signings, these envelopes are for you to use to put the borrower's copies in manila envelopes. Now, everybody I've seen do it differently. I've seen some people just hand them straight to them with this to packet. But to be honest, um, put them in the envelopes. It makes you look better. Puts in a better word for you. And then also just keep you organized, to be honest. I started doing that. I even had like made labels for my manila envelopes. Now, when you go purchase the manila envelopes, they don't need to be like, I had wanted the white ones, but they cost more money. You can use the big simple manila ones, and you can make, when you do buy them, you do want to make sure that they are bigger than longer than 14 inches, just in case when you have documents with legal size paper, because legal size paper is 8.5 by 14 inches. So when you do buy these manila envelopes, make sure you are looking at the size on how long it is, so you can make sure that they're going to fit. But that is something, that's what you're going to need. Like, to be honest, I recommend that you get those manila envelopes so you can put the borrower copy in there. Some people was buying the binder clips and giving them away. I don't those clips are expensive, so I don't recommend you give those away. Those are just for you. Let me see, I can probably pull up some of this stuff on Office Max. Or hold on, because I actually need to show you the clips that you're supposed to get. Mm, I don't have none over here. I don't have none over here. All right, so let's see. Let's see. Yolanda asks, "What do you think about the legal size vanilla?" Um, a- I don't know about the Dollar Tree. I don't know. I don't know about the Dollar Tree. I didn't know they sold those in there. Because to be honest, the only place that I found though the manila envelopes that was long enough that, I mean, it was a little space, like it was a little space. I'm not gonna say it was perfect, but the only place I found it at was Office Max. I found a box of them. That was the only place I was able to find that exact size, and I think the box was maybe like $15 or $20 or something like that. So that's where I found them at, Yolanda. And to answer your question, Thomasine, I don't think I keep saying your name. Oh, they do work. Okay, so that's a save. The Dollar Tree, you can purchase these envelopes from. Okay, so India, to answer your question, let me see. She said, "Do you have to have a laser printer starting out?" Yes, you do. Um, I will never tell anyone in here to get no inkjet printer at all. But you do need a laser jet printer starting out. But we're going to go into printers like towards the end a little bit. Let's see. Those are the brown class envelopes. So yes, those are the brown class envelopes. Yes. And that's the ones I use, to be honest. And they, to be honest, like it makes you look like so much more professional, and it's really gonna keep you organized. So whenever you go to a loan signing, um, you should like always will have the FedEx ones. Like basically the one that they sign, I always put it in the FedEx one, and then I have the Manila one right behind it with their copies in it. So that way I can have it organized. And someone said you could purchase them from Sam's Club. You can. I mean, yeah, you can purchase from Sam's Club. I just had I guess, sometimes it just be hit or miss trying to find the right size. And sometimes when I do, sometimes I'll pay a little bit more money sometimes to go to places because I don't have time to be shopping around at all these stores and they don't be having what I need, to be honest. Yeah, the Dollar Tree does have a lot of good supplies starting off. Especially you don't want to spend a lot of money, to be honest. Let's see, we are going to do all right, so I already went to envelopes. Paper clips. Guys, we need paper clips. And as far as paper clips, to be honest, you don't have to really go out there and get a ton of them. The best ones that I feel like that work were like the longer ones. They were like the little bit longer ones, like medium size, I want to say, or large. Between medium and large is what worked. But the thing is about your paper clips. Now I want to teach y'all something now. I see a lot of people. Some people, what they do is they paper clip everything. One, when you are sending the documents back, you don't send the paper clips back. So really, you can just get one pack and you can reuse your paper clips. That's what I was doing. Just reusing my paper clips, putting them in my bag. And the only things that I paper clip in the loan signings was anything that was, how can I put this? Anything that was more than like 2 pages, I would paperclip it sometimes. Like for example, everyone on here, hopefully most, based upon the audience, I see a lot of people in here are signing agents. But if you're not, if you are doing a loan closing, you know that the deed of trust is like probably between the deed of trust and the automation schedule, they have the most pages. Like deed of trust might be like 15 pages, and the automation schedule might be like 8 pages, just depend. Just paperclip that. Because like I teach my students on how you don't need to be going through all these pages, so you'll paperclip it. Let's see. I don't want to, I'm missing the question. FedEx envelopes are free. And the guys, just a heads up. So if I do miss your question, please don't take it personal. I'm looking back up here to see if I can see them because sometimes the comments go like really fast. Really, really fast. So it is kind of hard to I mean, it's easy to miss your comments. FedEx envelopes are free. Let's see. Training, don't know where to start. Khadijah, we're going to go over training. We're going to talk about some education. Let's see. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry late. Make this correct for you. Be notarized. Is that Brittany? Let me know that's Brittany. What type of laser printer? Now, I'm not. I want to go over the printers in about 10 minutes. Relay Flores. Okay, so Tracy says she paid over $1,000 for all your stuff. To be honest, I mean, what all stuff are you talking about? To be honest. Oh, can I talk about, ma'am? I'm not gonna lie to you. I have just bought an HP paper, to be honest, Miss Yolanda. So you got me on that one. But you know what? Sometimes only reason why sometimes I be thinking I don't know as far as like paper, is because if you ever go to like offices, you see they be using like them cheap brand of paper. So um that's why I'm like paper, I don't know. But I know paper is not all paper is the same. I do know that for sure. You do want to make sure you're just buying regular paper. No car stock paper. You do want to make sure it's not cost out paper. Let's see. Okay, Miss B. Um, I already kind of went over E&O insurance. Okay, I don't. Can you retype that question because I didn't understand what you were saying. There was a lot of errors in there. A notary bag with a lock. So you know what that is? That's one thing I want to go over. I do have on here is getting a bag. You can get a lock on it. It's up to you. Especially if you want to lock up your notary seal. But to be honest, like without a lot of times what I had used, I actually used a little pencil case that I had. I never been a person, I don't like carrying a lot of stuff. But I found the pencil case and even this a backpack. You know, some people go out and they purchase a briefcase, a notary, big old bag briefcase. Like I don't know. That was never my thing. I always just went out and I just honestly, whenever I go to people's houses, I only came in there. I only would come in their house with my journal, my stamp, and their loan documents, and that's it. And that because I definitely have a fear of like bringing bugs home. That's just my personal preference. I don't bring stuff in people's house at all. But you will need a notary bag to hold your pencils, your paper clips. Um, what I did used to do, I used to get document protectors and I put my notary acknowledgments in there. And I was using the free ones from the NNA. So all I had to do was just print them and I put them inside the document protector. And then I put that inside my journal at the back, at the very back. And that's all I would carry. And my stamp and everything would be in like a little pink pencil case. That was it. Let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Sign here tabs. That's the next item. So the next thing that I use, well, as far as supplies, is some people use sign here tabs, or you can use the little flag it tab post. Now I want to tell you about those. You don't need to go out and buy a whole lot of them because personally, I feel like you don't even need a whole lot. Um, if you find yourself going through documents and you're spending 30 minutes putting sign here, that's not it. We don't need to do that. I recommend that you look into some training that can help you out because there's no need to do all that because that's extremely time consuming and you're not going to be able to effectively do more signings if every time you do a signing you have to put sign here. I know I may have tried it like one time. I'll use them. I'll use sign here tabs only when it's a document that, let's say, I don't recognize that document, or it's a document that requires them to sign it more than once. For example, the loan application. I will use it on there because sometimes when I'm presenting that document to the borrower, I really don't want them signing in the wrong place. Even though when I want to show them, it's easy for them to start looking at it and looking at other stuff and they start signing where they think they should sign. So I recommend, to be honest, if you're going to use sign your tabs or little tablets, you don't need a lot of them. You can just get like one pack and be good and just work on not using them because you really don't need them, to be honest, at all. Or you can use the tablets, for example, say if you're doing a loan signing and they tell you like, oh, all the pages have to be placed back in order. But when you're presenting your documents, I know I put them in a certain order. That's just what I used to do. But if a signing company wanted their documents back in the order, it didn't bother me because I would just flag where that document would go with the little tab and write a number. And when I put it back, I know, okay, this goes right here. So that's what I was using flag it post for. And they last me a while. Because when I very first started, I'm not gonna lie, I did do that. I was doing that for a while, like just sign here, sign here. And I wasn't able to do no more signings. That's why, anybody who watches my videos, and I say when I first started off, I was only able to do one signing because I was exhausting myself preparing for the signing, spending my time on things I didn't need to spend my time on, and flagging everywhere. It's time consuming. Like honestly, it really do grind my gears when I see people with the flags all on the documents. I'm like, dang, like really? Like you don't have to do that, And then that's a waste of supplies, because you really do want to keep your expenses down. So I'm gonna go here and answer some questions because I can't even see your comments right now. FedEx is free, correct? Do you have to scan documents back often? No, it just depends. Shoot. Marlin, hey Miss Lady, is there a specific test for me to take to be an SA in Michigan? I'll get back to that, Mr. Marlin. I'll answer the question at the end when I go over training. Tamisha, keep it simple. Oh, it's real. Oh, you're saying your name. Rila. Is that a Rila? You might gotta inbox me that or email me that name. May, great tips. Yes, you're welcome. Um, Have you ever? So Tamisha is asking me, have I ever used the NNA loan signing prep sheets when you first got started? No, ma'am, they have not. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes when you incorporate too much, it just gets a headache. Like, and then you can't be effective. Like to be honest, it's just a lot. I see some people using it. I did see someone using it because, over there in California, there's kind of specific on, the doc on how they fill out that journal. I could see that coming in handy, but no, I never used anything like that. But I'm sure it's probably helpful. One thing I want to tell you that I learned about this business is like, to be honest, you really kind of have to find out like what works for you. You know, like I was speaking earlier about the sign tabs, that worked for some people. That didn't work for me. And it don't work for me at all. Like it didn't make me get through the signing faster. It actually took longer because I had to rip them off, and then I had all these signing tabs that I had to have in my bag. Then go home, I had to clean them out, throw them away, or whatever. It was just like a lot of. It's extremely time consuming, and then going through and tabbing it. Like if you're going to go prepare your documents before the signing, the only thing you need to be doing in there is making sure that some of those acknowledgments are filled out correctly. That's what you could spend your time doing versus sign here, sign there. Because as a loan signing agent, you should just kind of learn where they should sign and just keep a mental note of it. Because a lot of times, to be honest, it's going to be the same documents a lot of times. It might be some of them that might be different or you never seen before, but those are the ones that you flag. If you never seen a document a day in your life before and you've been doing the loan signings for a while, then you put the flagged tabs there, but you just don't be using them all because it's just a time consuming. Okay, have you ever personally increased your amount? No, because to be honest, I just started off with the highest amount. To answer that question, Miss B, I never increased it, but I'm sure you can increase it and they give you a difference. And hey, Brittany, now this is the be notarized. How Aura, Miss Fleming. Or I'm not sure if you have got my email, but can you send me your profile, please? Because I do want to take a look at it. Please. Okay, so I'm not gonna answer that. I want to answer that question at the end. I don't know no companies that do general notary work. I won't answer it now. Matter of fact, general notary work is something that you do on your own. That you gotta go out there and get that work for it. To be honest, that's how general notary work. Okay, Kalia. I tried to email signed documents to the title company that emailed them to me. The email went file was too large. How do you send docs back? Um, change. You can change the file size when you scan it in. I mean, I don't know. I would have to know like what kind of computer you have, and also what are you using to scan it. Sometimes on a program you can adjust the file size on there. Kalia, I don't do e-signing, Aura, but we're gonna get back into the supplies. So I already went over paper clips, sign it tabs, binder clips. So I'm just gonna pull them up because I think that's the best way to show you. So I recommend that you get a big old pack of binder clips and get the largest ones. They come in a pack about 6 of them, if I'm not mistaken. They sell them at Staples. These are to help you keep your loan documents together, especially when you start doing more loan signings and you want to keep everything like organized. To be honest, these clips like are really helpful. They're helpful for when you leaving out the loan signings. Yeah, I got pins next. Tamisha, I have pins next. But you definitely do want to get these big old binder clips. I'm actually just gonna pull it up for you all so you can see because this is not on Canva. Um, I don't pull up the binder clips that I'm talking about. They're like the black ones. We used to growing up. I actually we used to use them for potato chips sometimes. This sometimes, not really all the time. Definitely did use them. I love PDF to compress the file. Okay, see, but everything's different because if I want to compress a file that I scanned in, I can do that with the scanner. I mean, with the actual scanning system. Like I have an app. The app, like the HP app, it allows you to change the file size. So it just depends on what you're using. Mhm. Now, the binder clips are expensive, but but yeah, they are good potato chip clips. Like you don't need. I mean, I think they're called extra large. I think these are it right here. Let me share this. I believe these are it right here. I don't think so because I do remember them being a little bit more costly than this. But I can show you the ones about what they look like. But when you shopping, you do want to get the largest ones. Let's see, because some of these say large, but they're not like that big. They need to be like extra large. I think these are right here. These are 1 inch. This is how many of them in here? But see, this is now. I want this example why I don't do the shopping online. Yeah, so I will have a list. This video will be available tonight sometime, where I will actually have a link where you'll fill out the form and you'll be able to receive the list. So yes, I will have that ready for you. Who asked that? Angela? I don't know who asked that, but I did see the question is now. Uh, I'm just going to show you what they look like. But this is why I don't like shopping online, to be honest, because it's just I need to see things like personally. I need to see it up and close in person for me. But everyone's different. I mean, some people like shopping online. I don't. I do, but I don't. I don't share. There we go. So can y'all see? So these are the binder clips that I'm talking about. But you definitely want to make sure that they're the largest ones. You can always go in this one looks kind of small, but I can't even tell because it's just a picture. But you do are going to need these, and with these, you only need 1 pack. Like you don't need you don't need like a whole lot of them because to be honest, these are for you to keep. Like you're not sending these back to the signing company or anything like that. These are just for you. Some people use big old rubber bands. I don't see how you're able to use that, because in my mind I'm thinking it will bend the papers. And also, when you bend the papers, it can make it harder to scan the documents, and nobody wants to have bent papers back to them. Okay, she said she want to go over math. So Christina, I will go over that. I'm not a healthcare specialist, so I'm like you. I'm just going to use the mask to be covered. To answer your question, Rising Blue, I already kind of went over what kind of bag I carry. I carried a book bag, and to be honest, I didn't even carry that book bag in the house. I didn't carry that book bag in the house, and nor did I have to bring that book bag every time. Only time the book bag was even really there, if I had a whole lot of signings and I wanted to put some of them in the backpack, I would. But I'm just not a person that brings bags. Like I don't bring bags in the house. Like I won't bring my purse in somebody's house. Like I really won't. To be honest, that's why I don't. I just bought a purse recently, but I don't like carrying bags in people's houses. I'm just really paranoid about that kind of stuff, to be honest. Um, so Sandy asked why the Avery shipping labels. My bad. So the shipping labels, they're not shipping labels. It's actually going to be, let's see if I can search them. Product labels is what they call them. And those product labels, you can customize them, and you can actually put them on the loan document. I mean, not on the loan document, on the manila folders for the borrower's copy. So how I did it was I had the label, and on the label I had type of signing type of closing that it is, whether it's a refinance, new purchase, or something. And then I had their borrower's name on there, their the house or the property that they're purchasing or refinancing on, whatever the case was. I put that on there, and that was it. And I did that because, to be honest, that would help the borrower. And to be honest, if a lot of times, even with the signing companies, when you're working with them, if you take care of the borrower really well and you provide great customer service, to be honest, a borrower has a lot of power too. There's been times that, especially like if you're doing loan applications and stuff, sometimes the borrower could be like, "Well, I want that same person that you sent back out here," because one, they're comfortable with you. Two, they may like your service, but that signals to the signing company like, "Okay, this is a good notary. The customer loves her." Loves her who, but in my case it was me. The customer loved me, so of course they send me out for more jobs because they know that I represent well. So that's what I did with those labels, and it looks good. But I'm gonna pull them up for you, Sandy. So that is something else to put on your list, is these labels. Now I want to give y'all a heads up, when you getting your supplies, like, to be honest, you do not have to go out there and just dang it, I put Avery labels. You don't have to go out there and buy all of this stuff like right away. To be honest, you don't have to do that. You see my computer moving a little slow. Okay, Brittany says she got a reusable mask. Here. I think these are it. And the thing is about the Avery labels, like, to be honest, they're extremely user friendly. Like, I'm not sure. I know Avery labels been around for a while. I think I got too many tabs open or something. There we go. So Avery has made it like really simple over the years, making these labels. But let's see. I think these are. I used the square ones. I actually went into Walmart. This is why I don't like shopping online for stuff, because um it's a lot easier to. I can go in the store and tell like exactly what I need, versus here I got to sit up here and filter and look through all these products and stuff. Let's see. I'm gonna go through these comments. So here's Thursday's child. She said the N95 masks are the best for protection. So that's to answer your question, um, Ms. B. Yes, Sandy, it is an external hard drive on there. So here's the label. So I think I use these, and I don't even remember paying this much for them. To be honest, that's why it's just easier to go in the store and do this because they be, I don't know, there'll be a lot going on here. Let's see. Okay, these are 11.49, but with these labels, okay, that's what I have. Okay, I will have to go look at that. To be honest, I think I wrote that on there just because it was easy. That's what I had the pack in front of me, but this is kind of like what you would need, and Avery has templates in there already. So to be honest, all you have to do is get the labels, and then you can go on the Avery website. They have the templates there. They will walk you through the process. They will make sure that they'll, like, you could tell them what kind of printer you have, and they will give you instructions on how to load it up and everything, and it's extremely easy to do. So Christina, just a heads up, I know you keep asking a lot of questions about measures, but right now in this particular video, we're only going to be going over like supplies and stuff like that. I did do a video on how to protect yourself during COVID, so you're more than welcome to check out that video on the YouTube channel. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Sandy asked me about our external hard drive. So another thing you're going to need, as I recommend for every new signing agent, is to get an external hard drive, especially when you're starting off, and you do want to protect these borrowers' information. You don't want to load your computer up with all these files, because one is, I mean, something can happen and the information can get out. Versus on a hard drive, you can better protect a hard drive. You can get 1 terabyte, just depending on what you want to do. But hard drives are pretty cheap. In my opinion, it might be like $40 or $50 for a hard drive. But with the hard drives, what you want to do is, some people save the documents. They like saving the documents, to keep track of what they're doing, and I don't know, just keep their stuff. Some people like to scan it, and you can always keep them just in case a signing company come back and say, you didn't do something. You can always go back on that hard drive and pull that file and look for yourself. But you want to protect the information. So a hard drive will do that for you. So it's not on your computer. And then also with a hard drive, you can lock a hard drive. You can put a password on a hard drive. So that is like the best way to protect borrowers' information. And then also it will help you keep your business separate from your personal. So you don't have to worry about all these loan documents on your personal computer. Um, on your personal computer, because some people go out and get a new one, but if you're not able to do that, because everyone has different budgets, you definitely do want to go ahead and get an external hard drive. All right. Yes. All right. Shoe covering. Let's see. I'm a home health nurse. Yeah, so yeah, you do have to be careful about taking things in people's houses. Clipboard, business cards. Yes, I do have the list up. So the next thing you need, thank you, Sandy, for helping out. First of all, we're gonna go over pens. So I recommend ballpoint pens. One, they don't smear. You don't have to worry about them smearing. You don't have to wait for them to dry. I recommend that you get two different kinds of ballpoint pens. So if you're doing loan signings, I recommend that you get the pens with the grips on them for the borrower, because to be honest, it is uncomfortable for them to be signing the whole time, and you want them as comfortable as possible, and then you want them to sign as quickly as possible also. Okay, well, it's not about saving copies, Austin. Okay, well, they're not saving copies of IDs. It's just when you're scanning the documents. If you're protecting that information, all the stuff is automatically saved. When you send the documents off in the emails, that attachment is still saved in the email. To answer your question, Austin. So if you really want to protect the borrower's privacy and information, you will have to go back and delete your emails. when you're sending off the documents to answer, just to say that. Um, so pens, make sure they have the grips on them. For general notary work, I recommend that you just get some cheap pens because they're not going to be signing that long. And the people with general notary work do have a habit of stealing your pens. And like you really, really do want to keep your expenses down. You don't want to be spending a whole lot of money if you don't have to be honest. So you can just buy some cheap, not too cheap because sometimes if it's too cheap, the pens will fall apart. But if you are doing general notary work, you can buy some cheap pens. And then for loan signings, you want to make sure that ballpoint. Now, I recommend that you buy blue and black. That because some particular signings require blue pens and some of them require black. So always have blue and black pens on you. As far as which ones you should sign in, a lot of times your state will give you the guidelines on which one you should sign in. Let's see, Sandy, you did pull clipboard. So she pulled clipboard off my list too. Thank you. So clipboards, you can either get one or two, depending on your volume and how busy you are. But definitely you will need a clipboard, especially if you're doing general notary work. And now with COVID going on, some of the loan closings are taking place outside. So it's perfect time, I guess, to have a clipboard. But really the best way is just to get a table, because it'll be hard trying to get them to sign every document just on some clipboards. The clipboards is really for when general notary work. Sometimes, you're not always in the house. Sometimes you're going to meet someone outside somewhere at the hood of that car. But the thing is, you want a hard surface when you're placing your notary seal. You want to make sure it's completely legible, and having that clipboard will allow you to do that with ease. Let's see. I'll make sure envelopes, paper, pencil pouch, book bag. I already went over that. Pens, business. No. Okay, Austin said all my signing companies I work with require scan bags to upload. Right, Austin. Each signing company is different. Not all signing companies have a platform where you can securely upload those documents. I don't know where you're at, what companies you work for, but every signing company different. When you start working directly. Some of the title companies, they email you the documents and you'll email them back to them directly. So everyone is different. So it just depends on where you're located at as far as that. Another thing you're gonna always need on you is FedEx envelopes, and especially now, like FedEx is not like trying to give envelopes for some reason. I throw this in my area, but you always want to make sure you carry some FedEx envelopes with you, and you can order them from the FedEx website. So, but you will have to make an account in order to do that. So make sure you get some FedEx envelopes, and then also not only the envelopes, you do want to make sure you get the FedEx pouches, and they're like little purple pouches. They look like purple pouches, clear pouches that you stick them on the envelopes, and that's where you put the shipping label at for the FedEx. Let's see. I already have that. You can get UPS labels. Envelopes. Just depends on what you need. A lot of the signing companies actually use FedEx, so to be honest, that's where you can go. So here, Angela said most of my supplies I get from the Dollar Tree. Yeah, Dollar Tree come in handy. It just depends on what Dollar Tree you're going to too. But Dollar Tree is pretty good. But I just recommend, like, to be honest, I do recommend that you spend a little bit more money on the pens. That's my recommendation. Because the Dollar Tree don't sell like really good, comfortable pens. But I recommend that you purchase, like, you have two sets of pens, one for loan signing specifically, and then a set of pens for like just junk pens, I call them. But I do recommend that you spend a little bit of money on some pens if you're doing loan closings. And I'm gonna give you an example because I actually had a client one time. I tried to give her the cheap pens, and she said she had arthritis, and she was like, it hurts her to not a pen like this. This was a good pen, but she said the other ones were too skinny for her, and they hurt her fingers, hurt her hands. So that's why I recommend that you go ahead and purchase some expensive pens for the loan closings because you're going to get your pens back. So I'm gonna go into technology. If there's anything that I may have missed, just you can put it in the comments and suggest it. I never had a badge. That was not my thing. But now I see a lot of people do have the badges. Oh, okay. So she said you can actually ask the driver for supplies as for envelopes. So I didn't know you can talk to the drivers, but that's pretty good. All right, so now we're gonna go into the technology portion of it. All right, so technology wise, first thing is you are gonna need, I recommend that you use a computer. I don't have a specific computer, but you do want to make sure the computer allows you to get on the internet. To be honest, there you don't really need a whole lot to it. I don't recommend no Chromebooks because those are like very limited on what you can and cannot do. But I do recommend that you can either purchase a laptop or you can purchase a desktop. It's all depending on what you want as far as a computer. But I do recommend that you go ahead and purchase you need a computer to run this. Some people are running it off their tablets now and the iPads. But the only thing is only reason I never ran it off of that. But you do want to make sure that you're able to use like Adobe and stuff on your tablet if that's what you're doing. And then also, I don't know, I just like the big screen and knowing that I can do certain things and I don't want to feel limited. So I don't know as far as like a tablet, but definitely I recommend that you purchase a computer. The next thing I'm gonna go into is a printer. Now, with your printers, you do want to make sure that they are laser jet printers. Um, I highly recommend that you use a laser jet printer. Well, no, not recommend. You are supposed to use a laser jet printer. To me, to be honest, it makes sense. They actually last a little bit longer than the inkjet printers. You get your money worth way more as far as like with ink, and you're I don't know. I've seen people running an inkjet printer. I don't know how. You're spending more money anyway because ink is cheaper, but it goes out faster anyway, and then it don't dry as well. And when you're printing, and then it don't print as fast either. Versus a laser jet prints extremely fast. So make sure you are getting laser jet printers. Now, Sandy, to answer your question about how many pages per minute, to be honest, I want to say 40 at least 40 pages is pretty fast, or maybe even like 33. Yeah. Oh well, Austin. Thank you, Austin. Yeah, at least 40 pages per minute for a fast printer. Now, I already did a video. I did do a video on my channel where I did the printer shopping, but I'm just going to do a quick little video. Well, I'm just going to show you exactly where on the when you're shopping for the printers, where to look to find out how many pages of print per minute. And that, to be honest, that is very important. Especially like if you want to be more effective and you want to be fast, you need a printer that's going to keep up on what you can do. You know what? I think I know why everything's moving slow. Because I'm on 1080p. I'm streaming high. And on top of the windows. Let me make sure. Let me see. Austin, least expensive paper is Walmart, $26. That's pretty expensive, Austin. You know what? But prices may have went up because I remember getting paper cheaper than that. As far as legal size. All right, so I'm actually pulling up the printer. So another thing too, I want to say about printers, a lot of people always ask which one between Brother and HP. I'm not gonna lie to you. I use what works for me. And me personally, I always have used HP. I found HP I find HP extremely user friendly. I never had a better Brother printer. I never even I have students who has them, and to be honest, it's a little complicated. I would have to like really be there to like actually help them and figure it out. As far as the Brother printer, but I want to tell you why I love HP because I feel like it's so easy to set up. Like, to be honest, with HP printer, you plug it in. You'll go to the website HP setup, and it walks you through the whole entire process of setting up. Even if you're having issues with your printer and your scanner, they even have it to where so they can run diagnostic on there, and it will start fixing your printer for you. So me, I use HP printers. I have it all my life, and they never fail me, and I never had any issues with the HP printer. Let me see. I'm actually going to. So I'm just going to pick a random printer, Sandy, to show you exactly. Do you have the membership? No, I don't pay for no membership, Brittany, with HP. But I'm definitely HP. Like, I love HP. Like, I do love HP printers. Um they're just so easy to use. Like, and I actually have an app on my phone too. And say if I'm out and I want to print, I could print. I could send a job to the printer. As long as my printer's connected to a Wi-Fi, well, my Wi-Fi network, I can send the job. I can print the documents. I was printing documents while I wasn't in the house. And the only reason I was able to do that because I had everything set up. I had my trays right. The Wi-Fi was connected, and I had it all that connected to where as though if I wanted to print something, I could easily print directly from the app. So that's why I love HP printers, because to me, they are extremely user friendly. Plus some slow down charging. Yeah, so I'm about to pull up the HP printer. So this printer, this one's a little higher end model, but when you are looking printer shopping, this is what you look for. You look for how the printer is going to be extremely useful to you. So this one, first of all, this is a color printer. You don't need a color printer. To be honest, you do not need a color printer. If you want to get one, that's on you, but you don't need one. So I'm gonna scroll on down, and boom, right here in the description. Now let me zoom in. Can y'all see? Okay, so this one's pretty slow. Wow. Maybe because it's printed in black and color. But this one right here, this is not a good one. Let me but this is pretty slow. This print out 28 pages per minute. So this is right here how you find out how many pages per minute that your printer print is right here. When you see that ppm, that means pages per minute. That's how many pages it's going to print per minute. This is pretty slow, 28 pages per minute, but I'm only assuming maybe it's only printing. Okay, there we go. I knew it was something. No. So it's really slow. So part of it could be because it's color printer. But if you get a monochrome, let me say, and monochrome, in case you don't know, is black and white. But let me see. I'm gonna pull up the printer that I have. Now, right now, it is hard to get printers. To be honest, because they are kind of out of stock. Oh, okay, yeah. There has been like an increase of prices for everything. So it's just a little crazy. Okay, so thank you, Austin. This is for people who love numbers and who love the calculations. So this is what Austin calculated. He said if a package is 120 pages, two copies, 240 pages, that's 40 pages per minute, 6 minutes. And I'm telling you, like, it really does matter about how fast your printer so because there's nothing wrong. There's nothing like, you're having issues trying to print and then your printer is like printing extra slow. When you in a rush, you trying to go somewhere and your tools are not working and they printing slow, just put extra pressure on you. So damn, Austin, that's a good. I never did the math on that. I just know I just had studied printers. Well, actually, I went to school and I had learned about that portion. But I'm gonna scroll down here. So here's the product details. And where's the pages per minute? Let me scroll on out. But when you are printer shopping, one, you will make sure it's LaserJet. Two trays is important. But right now with everything being sold out, you can't operate off of one printer. But to be honest, I only recommend you doing that if you know how to work technology and you know how to use it. Because if you're operating off of one tray printer, that means that you will have to always, every time you're printing your documents between legal and letter, you will always have to go in and adjust your paper size on top of adjust the tray size. So you always have to go in there and change your settings. And if you're a person that you're having a hard time with just setting up your printer with settings, I recommend that you're going to need a dual tray. Some people say you can get these printers from eBay and stuff. I don't never have luck on those platforms, but some other people do. So if you do have luck on there, congratulations to you. Let me see. Automatic document feeder. So this is another feature that you will want on there, and this is so that this is for the scanning portion of it. As you see right here, like at the top, this is an automatic feeder, and you'll be able to scan the documents automatically. It's a flat bid also, so this actually does open up, and you can scan it one by one. But you do want an automatic feeder, especially if you're scanning documents. Or you can go ahead and get an actual scanner, which was my next item on the list. You can go ahead and purchase a scanner separately. When you are printer shopping and scanner shopping, you definitely are looking to see how many pages it could print for you per minute. Is it wireless? This has double-sided printing, which no one on here should really be doing no double-sided printing. If you have loan documents, you should be printing them one-sided, including the borrower's copy should be printed on one side only and not two. Here we go. Boom. It do have it on here. So right here, it tells you the printer speed. So this particular printer is 40 pages per minute. There's some other printers that print a little faster. But this particular one is 40 pages per minute. And Austin did the math. That's 6 minutes to print off 2 loan documents. And another another reason too why you do want to make sure that you get a really good printer that print. God dang it, I just lost train of thought because I read someone question. I won't go back to that because I know it was something I'm about to say about printing. Oh, that's what it is. Another thing that can affect the speed of how fast your printer print. Like say if you have a printer and you feel like it's not printing fast enough, and let's say it says it's supposed to print in about less than 6 minutes, like what Austin has said. Sometimes when your printer is running off of Wi-Fi, that can affect on how fast it prints. So sometimes it is just best to actually hook up your printer with directly to your computer. It's going to print a lot faster if it does. I mean, if you have it hooked up just like that. So this one's black and white. This is a good printer. I never used the Brother printers. It didn't look user friendly to me, So when you're shopping for printers, like you want to see how user friendly it is to you. To be honest, that's what I recommend. You can go to Sam's Club, Amazon, Office Max. It look like they got them in stock. Oh, they out of stock at the store, but they see this website, they have them in stock 3 to 7 days. And another thing, I want to go over toner. So Kiki, to answer your question, the thing is about the Chromebook, it's like restricted on what you can and cannot do on there. I don't know. Can you get Adobe on the Chrome? I'm not sure. I know personally, I had problems with the Chromebook and I took it right back. I bought it the same day and I took it back the same day. I didn't like that. I don't like that restriction. I don't like that at all. Let's see. So Angela said on the printers, is there a setting that in place to know between so Angela's asking on the printers, is it a setting that's in place that knows to go between the trays from legal to letter? So basically how it pretty much work is, so when you're printing your documents, right, and you want them to go between legal and letter size paper, the first thing in order to even do that is you have to have a dual tray printer in order to do it. So once you have your dual tray printer, you do want to make sure that you have your printer settings set correctly. So you want to make sure that you have tray 1 legal, tray 2 letter. I mean, depending on what you want. You do want to make sure that those are set up correctly. And then if you want to print them off simultaneously like that, when you are in Adobe and when you go to print, you can do print by paper size on Adobe. and Adobe will automatically recognize what's letter and what's legal. And when the job gets sent to your printer will automatically know, okay, this is a legal size paper, and it's going to print it automatically. So that is how it knows to go between the two. Okay, so I'm going to go into the toner. So that's another thing that you want to look at before you purchase a printer, is you want to look in the toner and look at the prices of the toner. Hold on, I'm trying to actually pull this up. This is a long little live today, but there's a lot of supplies. There's a lot of supplies. I believe that's pretty much it though. I was going to pre-record this video, but I think it was just easier for me to go live. Let's see. Mm, I'm trying to get. See, this is why, Shawnee, I need to be in the store because I'm clicking that and that's not working. There we go. All right, so I want to show you exactly what to look for with toner as far as picking one. Yeah, my computer is moving slow today. All right, so this is toner. Now, when you are printing toner, I mean, not printing, when you are purchasing toner, what you want to look for is how many pages you could print off that one toner. I know personally when I had looked at the brothers, no offense against the brother, for the people that use it and love it, it works for you. But when I looked, I just didn't see it printing as many pages. I just didn't see it, the value. With this particular printer, this is just a toner. This is how you find out how many pages it will print for you. So you'll go down here, right, to product details. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for you all because I know that's a little small. There we go. So right here, you'll go. All right. Let me just do it like this. There we go. All right. So right here, if you want to know how many pages that your toner could print, you can get 3,000 pages off that one toner. Now, I think Brother has it. I'm not too sure, but I know HP, they have the X, where you could print more pages. It costs more. I want to say it's about $200, but you could print off a lot more pages. And to be honest, even with like it says 3,000, I mean, that's like the most that you could print. But to be honest, you can get a good maybe about 4,000 pages off of this, and which I have, you can stretch it out with these. Now, some people go and buy the store brand ones, it's cool if you want. Some people go on Amazon. Me personally, I'm just really particular about things because I do, like, if something happened to my printer, I want to be covered, under the warranty. And when you buy something that's outside of what belongs on there, or something that outside the manufacturer, they a lot of times they might not cover your printer. And there's nothing like you buy a brand new printer and you buy a toner and it doesn't work. I know HP specifically, if you put a toner in there that's not specific to HP, they can't even track the data on there or anything like that. And to be honest, I had better results with the actual HP toner. So when you are printing when you are picking a toner, you do want to make sure look at how many pages you can get out of that one toner. And this is a standard yield, so that's just the standard. But you can actually purchase some to where so you can get more out of it. And I wanted to show you the X ones, and I believe they're about $200. Um, oh, here it is, high yield. So with the high yield ones, you could print. They cost more, but you could print more. See, I know the prices went up, for sure. But on this one, you could print 10,000 pages on that one toner. So when you are shopping, that's another thing that you want to look at when you are printer shopping, is look to see how many pages you could print off of a printer, off the toner. All right, so that got that out the way. Oh, sorry. I forgot the screen was showing. All right, so we have that toner. scanner, computer, cell phone. I know someone in here asked me about a cell phone. So I recommend that you do have a keep a separate number, have an active working cell phone, just because you never know. You might have to call. I know some people make it in life right now with no cell phone at all. I know they work off of Wi-Fi, because they're saving money on bills, which is cool, But I recommend if you are doing loan signing that you go ahead and you have an actual cell phone. As far as for your number, me personally, I always use Google Voice. For the business, it's easy to use, and also it syncs in with your Gmail account. So as far as technology, you will need a phone. Let's see. I already went over supplies. Let's see. Notary education. So that is another thing that you need to start this notary signing agent business. Is you need to be educated. I recommend everyone invest into a local state training. Basically, a training that where they're going to be very specific about your state laws and about what you can and cannot do. I do have a shredder on here, Sinoshe. That's a great thing. You can have a shredder. You can either do a shredder, or what some people do is what I was taught was I can get bleach and pour it in the bag for the document. So a shredder is a great idea. Some people pay to take somewhere to get shredded. So there's different ways to get your documents shredded without actually buying the shredder too. Um, okay. Thank you, James. So let me go back into training. So you do want to get a specific training for your state, that way, so that with your state laws that you're going to be in accordance. Always get a state training, always, even if your state doesn't require it. Require it for yourself. Sometimes some states don't require it, some of them do. State of Texas is one of those states where they recommend that you get training, but they don't. There's no like state, or there's no state training. There's no, oh, you have to do it. So I recommend that you get a state training. Now, if you're looking for state training, I had went on a lot of the Secretary of State websites. They actually have the training on there. I know in the state of Florida, they have approved vendors who training state is approved for your particular state. And with those trainings, they really cover the laws in your state, and it's very specific. Because when you're doing this business, learning your state laws is the foundation of being able to do whatever it is that you want to do in your loan signing business. It doesn't matter, even if you don't want to do loan signings, if you want to do weddings, anything. The state specific training will definitely give you guidelines. They will teach you what you can charge in your state, how to charge, what kind of fees you're allowed to charge, how to fill out notary acknowledgement. They will tell you how to fill out your journal, just basic things that you need to know. No, in the state of Texas, we don't have a training that the state requires us to have. I know in California they take that exam, but I know we have some California people on here. So what the exam was about 6 hours, state specific training. So each state is different. You can always go to the National Notary Association. They offer state specific training there. But I recommend that you go ahead and get a state specific training. Okay, so Sinoshe, she's in Michigan, and she said they do have something. They do have training there. See, like every state is different. Every state is different, but I definitely recommend. I'm gonna adjust my microphone. I definitely recommend that you purchase a state approved training. Because to be honest, you don't want to be in those Facebook groups asking all these questions. Because to be honest, you can really get confused in those groups, because if you don't have no foundation on where you can go back and check your laws on, to be honest, people are going to get over you. And then not only that, you can possibly face a lawsuit if you don't know your basic notarial laws. If you haven't, just look up some cases that has happened where notaries went to jail. And most of the time when a notary does go to jail is simply because a lot of times they didn't study, they didn't follow their state law. That's it. It was something, it could be something simple, the person not appearing or something like that. Most time because the person wasn't appearing. If anybody knows the state laws, majority of the time the person does have to appear before you, unless in certain situations where it's a power of attorney or something like that. But for the most part, a person does have to appear. What's up, Nico? And Tamisha said in Pennsylvania they have 3 hour training. Damn. Oh, excuse my language. That's I'm sorry. That's a long. Well, I thought 6 hours. So 6 hours is a long time. Cindy said Google cancels your number without notification. They'll cancel your number probably if you're not using it without notification. Sydney, I'm not gonna lie. I had Google Voice for a while. But I believe if you don't use the number, they might cancel it. To be honest. Let's see. Welcome, James. Oh, Roderick. Oh, Roderick. Right. Well, welcome, Roderick from Houston. Yeah, I mean, well, you could pay for a Google phone number too if you want. So, it's your choice. Some people just use their cell phone. Me personally, I like to be able to control my calls, and I want to know which ones is business calls and which ones is personal. That's why I love Google Voice because I'm able to tell. And most of the time, there ain't nobody calling me really, unless it's students or sometimes family members. Another thing is, I do have loan signing training on here, but I do want to go into before I go into loan sign training, I want to go into just training period. No matter what you want to do, if you want to do field inspection services, you want to do fingerprinting, you want to do weddings, you want to do apostille services, you want to, I don't know. In the comments, you could tell me some other services that people offer for their notary business. You want to make sure that you are trained to do this. You want to be educated in your field and you want to know what you're doing. I recommend everybody get training. Like, to be honest, I don't really believe in I believe in obtaining free information, like today this is like free information, but I recommend that there's nothing wrong with sitting down, paying for structured content, organized content, where someone can possibly help you along the way and learning how to do your job. Um, because sometimes when you sort through a whole bunch of information, you're just like gathering information, and sometimes you're not gathering everything that you need when you are searching in the groups, YouTube, etc. And also, you want to make sure you're doing it right, and also you want to learn from someone who has done it already, and they're going to cut your time down in half. So seriously, I recommend that you get trained on no matter what it is that you want to do, get the training to do it. That's what I recommend. Now, as far as sometimes finding the training for certain things, I know like some people do weddings. Maybe you can search on Instagram and start networking with some notaries, other notaries who do wedding officiant services, because some of them probably do have training programs. I don't do that. Nor do I know anybody at the moment that do any wedding training classes. But whatever it is that you want to do, you do want to make sure that you seek the training for it, and find it and utilize it and just train. Like, training is so important. Like, it's very, to me, it's like one of the most important things. It's almost like when you go to a job, you always spend time training. You always in the training period. There's always training at a job. Rather if the training period is official or not, there's always training. Rather free or paid, but there will always be training. You always have to train yourself for the job that you have. Is your company a LLC? Yes, mine's is. I couldn't tell you which ones to use. Let's see. I had seen a question on here. Field inspection. Sydney said that's why I got it too. I'll pay, then I know it's my number and I won't lose it. Yeah, so with Google Voice, if you pay for it, you can be able to separate your personal from business. But that I love Google Voice. I don't know. I feel like it's everything is so connected, because even if, like, say if my phone, sometimes phones are having issues. I know AT&T was having issues with the phones. The greatest thing about Google Voice, even though if your phone wasn't working, you will still know you missed a call because they would email you. They would email you that, saying you missed a call. Hopefully you have your notifications always on for your emails, but you can receive notifications and your phone will still work off of Wi-Fi with the Google Voice. So that's why I love the Google Voice, to be honest, because even if the phone was having like some issues, the Google Voice most of the time always works. As long as there's internet, the Google Voice works. To answer your question, I'm in Texas. Help you up. So now we're gonna go into loan signing because that's what we do. That's what a lot of people are here for. I recommend that you take a training for loan signing. A lot of people are spending time in groups and all that, but like I said earlier, it's time consuming, and you can receive a lot of misleading information, to be honest. Especially like if you're trying to do what other people are doing, there's all kinds of people in the group. And you really, like, to be honest, in these groups, like, you really want to have a foundation. You can have a foundation and then use the groups as ways to maybe network with other notary signing agents. But I recommend that you get trained to do documents. There's nobody. I hate when I see people say, "Just did first signing. What do I do? I never trained." Like, just a little bizarre to me. I just think everyone should just be trained, just get the training. I always been a person, if it's something that I want to know, it don't matter what it is. If it's everything I do, like, I promise you I've taken the course on it. um some courses are good, some of them are bad, but really I never really had a bad course. To be honest, from every course I ever taken, I always take away something from that course that can help me. Now, sometimes when you are taking training, everything may not be for you in that training, but you can definitely take something out of there and apply it to your business and make it work. So I recommend that you do some training. So David said, thank you, David, for that. Doing general notary work is good training. You are correct. I honestly think people should start off doing general notary work. That's why, like, I do have a course basically that teaches you general notary work. Now, I created that course because I feel like I meet a lot of people, a lot of students who are nervous about doing loan signings. And I personally feel as though if you start off doing general notary work, you can start building your confidence and just talking to people, because this business is just different. Especially if you're a person who, I don't know, you're a person who's shy and you're trying to figure out the process, getting used to being in front of people. General notary work is the way to go. If you set your general notary business up first, start learning the documents, start learning how to fill out these acknowledgments, start learning just different things, on the business. Like, you can do that with general notary work. Like, I recommend everyone start off with general notary work, and then you can start doing loan signings. To be honest, that's just what I recommend. So, to answer your question, I don't have a fingerprinting course at all. That's Andre Hatchett. He does that. Let me see if I can pull up the link for you, actually, because I believe, you know what? I don't. Do I have the link on his? I know he has the episode training. I don't have the link for his fingerprinting, but you can look him up here on the YouTube. He's Andre Hatchett, and I believe he's the Notary Business School. But on YouTube, he's Andre Hatchett, and he has the mobile fingerprinting course. So let's see. No, I don't have it. I don't have his link. So that is all I have. Let me make sure I go hit my little checklist. Okay, that is all. That is all I have. For as far as supplies that you need to start your sign agent business, the goal of the 12 days is, I want people to be able to start their business, have the supplies they need, and get ready. So Camille, I'll answer your question. How you doing, Camille? There we go. She said, how do you keep yourself up to date on new notary laws? Now, you can keep yourself up to date. Now, this won't tell you. If you're doing Facebook groups, join just one Facebook group, like, bro, maybe like one or two. You don't need a whole lot of them. I mean, I don't know. Everyone's social status is different. I'm not too social all the time. I'm social, but not that social. I remove myself from groups in a heartbeat. But in order to keep yourself updated on your laws, one, if you're an NNA member, they do that for you. They'll send you text messages. Well, not text messages. They'll send you an email updating you on your law. Now, in most of these states, there's a person who keeps tracks of the laws, like, for you. They be down there fighting for us, for notaries, making sure certain laws are in place. But to be honest, you can do the NNA, or you can join like a state specific group. I always recommend, if you're going to join a group, make sure you join a group that's specific for your state. Like here in Texas, we have a group, like Texas Notary Signing Agents. In most of the states do. Most of the states have a group on Facebook that you can join. And when you're joining those group, I recommend that you just do it and find one person there who gives solid, good information, because not everybody gives good, solid information in the groups. Join those groups, and that's a way to keep up with your laws. Or you can always go to the Secretary of State website, and they have the laws on there with the handbook and everything. But to be honest, the easiest and simplest way to keep the update is, if you're an NNA member, they're gonna send you emails of different changes that's taking place in your particular state. You welcome. Yes. Oh, Camille said trying to get these sign-ins rolling. Camille, you doing good though. I know you said you was taking a little bit longer, but I told you what to do with those loan signings. Oh, you're welcome. Let's see, Camille. Okay, so dude. So Tanya saying that she joined the Pennsylvania Association of Notaries. So yeah, some states do have a association just for that particular state. I know we have one here in Texas, I believe too, but the NNA does a really good job too, to be honest. But Tanya said this is what works for her. Oh, you're welcome. Blessed is she. That name looks familiar. All right, so that is all. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to close it out. So, just to let you know, I do have two specials going on. I do have the 5-week masterclass that is taking place January 8th. Let's see. I do have it discounted for 5 days. And with that masterclass, to be honest, you're gonna learn everything to set up your business. Is live. And then also with the masterclass comes the mentorship. So if you need to be mentored and you need someone that's gonna, help you along the way, like me, I will be able to do it. And then also too with the live workshop, I'm not gonna lie to you. I see someone on here said something about general notary work. I am really big on general notary work. Like, I was a person, like, honestly, I just did not want to do it. But then I started doing it one day. I'm like, oh yeah, I can make money doing this too. And with that money is upfront. You don't have to wait for anything. You don't have to wait for no checks in the mail or anything like that. You get your money right then and there. Versus loan signings, it's going to take you some time. So, you can use general notary work as a way. Signing companies be paying like 30, 60, 90 days sometimes, just depending on who you work for. You can use the general notary work money as money to help you until you start getting your checks in too. So I recommend that you go ahead and get your business set up for general notary work. And we do teach that in the masterclass. I came up today. I had some people said, they said they will want to do it. A 2-day workshop that I'm going to do on the 29th and the 30th at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Only thing is about the workshop is going to be on Zoom. Only thing is you will not have any replays unless you're a student. If you're a student, you'll get the replays, but if you're not a student, you won't be able to have the replays for this 2-day workshop. This is going to be like a 2-day quick workshop. I don't be live, and I want to teach you exactly everything that you need to know to start the notary signing agent business. So if that's something that you're interested in, that link actually will be closed tonight. To be honest, there we go. That link will be ending tonight. But in the meantime, if you don't want to do no training, I created a free downloadable study agent guide that basically with this guide, you'll be able to start your business, grow your business, and just different techniques on how you can really expand your notary signing agent business. And I will include that link in here also. I'm trying to pull this up. Mhm. I had it ready. Oh man, I hate when this happens. So I want to pull this link. Actually, you know what? The link is located in the description. For the for that downloadable free book guide to start your business. So if you're looking to start your business, that book is free. You're more than welcome to download it, but the link is in the description. And I hope to see some of y'all in some of the class. I know we have some students on here telling general notary works make you a better. It does, absolutely. But that is all I have for tonight. And everyone, you have a great night. And I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. I'll let you know what the video gonna be about in the Facebook group. But everyone, you have a great, amazing night.